Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. What we have now is we've got our final for this evening. We have Aberystwyth going up toe to toe against Manchester, who started off pretty well, getting the bye, managed to take on the semi finalists and take them down. And we're looking forward to this. We've got some of our top teams again playing in the final, so I'm looking forward to the big games.
Yeah, it should be good fun to see these sort of highly skilled teams go against each. Manchester consistently making a good showing at the tournament here, and ACOG equally as good. So, as I've been saying in the past week, trust the student on Manchester doing so much work every single game. It's always good to watch him play. Definitely looking forward to this. A Rengar pick first out of the gate for ACOG here. Very scary champion to deal with. It'd be nice to see how that goes down for them.
Wonder if it'll be Cat in the Jungle or if it'll be Slow Top.
Yeah, it's a very good question actually. I personally think he's stronger top lane, but we'll have to wait and see where they decide to throw him.
Especially interesting if he decides to keep the summoners that he's got sitting there with the cleanse and the flash.
I imagine that he's first picked him in order to swap him to one of their other team members. James the Fokker playing AD carry for ACOG, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. But
Unless he's going AD carry Rengar, in which case everyone should be scared.
I'm not being funny, but if that cat lands on an AD carry, then you're looking at an absolutely abusable amount of damage against someone who is definitely not built to take it.
Just get absolutely melted, probably.
Just play a kill lane, forget creeps. Who needs CS?
Exactly. It's the way to go, mate. Gianna MF. How do you feel about that bot lane pick?
Well, I mean, you've got two slows, a knock up. It's a bit CC heavy. The range isn't fantastic. It looks very counter pickable, but it depends on how they both play it, I guess.
Straight away core power going for the Nunu again. Apparently he's not a main support player, although he did play exceptionally well in the last game, which was nice to see. Maybe Nunu is his support of choice.
It's calling in life.
It's a fairly solid pick against Misfortune.
We've got again Lee Sin, man of the tournament, coming up against Just the Students Nocturne. I remember seeing the Nocturne coming through last time, and some of the catches he was making with that shield were absolutely insane.
Really scary play from him.
I was wondering if it's the normal early aggression that we've seen, or
I see a Rise pick against Oriana. Could be okay.
she doesn't need to move to cast her spells, is all I'll say. A bit awkward. I'm not too sure I like it.
They're going for the Nunu Caitlyn again, hopefully going to sort of dominate bot lane as hard as possible, as quickly as possible. Just get that tower down early and just start roaming and finishing the game as soon as possible.
Yeah, get the global gold starting to tick over and start pressing an advantage. It'll be interesting to see though against an earlier team like an earlier pressure team, like Manchester. They like to force quite an early pressure and see how people react to it.
Yeah. Could be difficult for them to deal with. I mean, if they're going to be pushed up all the time, I know that Druss is a very good jungler, so I'm sure that he'll be diverting his pressure to the bot lane, and I mean, Caitlyn getting caught by the jungler is not what you want. And if she can't sort of exert that pressure early game, she's one of the worst AD carries in the game, I would say, if you can't abuse her incredibly strong laning phase. If you can, obviously she's very good, but
it's just all about a team comp and a playstyle, I think.
You need to have that sort of early win mindset to play Caitlyn well in lane.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that she's bad late game, but her major strength lies in the early game dominance.
Definitely. Dancing between Olaf and Riven for the top lane. They've got to be wondering as well, is it Lee Sin up top? Is it Rengar up top? They've went for the Riven.
And I'm wondering the same too, actually. It looks like it's going to be Rengar top, Lee Sin jungle.
They definitely had the option for both, so they left themselves pretty safe by picking those two champions.
I can see Riven being a pretty solid pick against Rengar with a instant hard CC and the gap closers to get away, free shields. It's this. I don't know. I've not personally seen that matchup, but it could be good for Riven.
It's just the problem, I think, is that it doesn't really matter. See, if you start trading early and like the Riven comes in, she starts doing a little forward back dance poke done, and Rengar, like once she dances back, if Rengar is anywhere near a jungle, anywhere near some shrub, he can just walk in the shrub and catch her. Like the range is enough that she will not be able to. She has to dash forward to catch him if she wants to get away safely. The problem is if you do that, the broken wings. It's not your big. It's your broken wings is your big damage. You get away, but you also have to be put in a position where you're in range for Rengar's bolas to catch you.
Yeah, I mean, Rengar's a really tough top lane to deal with for any champion. While we wait to get into game, I think we should look at the brackets for the Open Division quickly. Just quickly bring those up on stream. And we can see in the quarterfinals, QMB Kids versus Dundee 5. QMB Kids reigned victorious there. KVGS2 against Team Surrey. KVGS2 pushing through to the semi-finals. Qualite against LJMU Monstars, pushing through Qualite. Lincoln's Reckoning crushing LJMU Jokers to go through to the semi-finals. The game's currently ongoing as far as I'm aware. In the semi-finals, QMB Kids beating out KVGS2 for a place in the final. So it's going to be QMB Kids versus either Qualite or Lincoln's Reckoning in the Open Division. And if you look at the Upper Division for the games we missed, University of Manchester against Just Ice in the quarterfinals was a game we didn't watch. Obviously, University of Manchester won because we're playing against them right now. Pompey Pirates was the game we watched initially. KVGS won pushing through, but losing to University of Manchester to push them into the finals. Twentakill against Team Salford, winning their first round, but unfortunately losing to ACOG, who have gone through to the final that we are about to stream in roughly a minute and a half. And ACOG in the first round, obviously beating through Fragsock for their place in the semi-finals to push them through to the final.
And then what a final I think it's going to be. We've got two teams renowned for being able to put on some pressure and apply some high damage early. So let's just see how they go. Like, it's interesting to see for me because we've got Manchester's high pressure playstyle being almost put into question, with this Caitlyn Nunu bot lane. Like they are going to want to push, like you said, they want that tower down early, get the gold advantage, start to swing in their favour and start pressing what advantage they can from it really, really quick, start getting the gold on their side.
Yeah. I mean, both teams have very strong early and I would say very strong late game. It's really going to come down to a lot of skill plays, I think. There's not really any way one team can easily crush the other. It's going to be very much a skill matchup. The picks were both good on both sides, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
In terms of bot lane, I would favour ACOG to win early. In terms of jungle, I would say it's probably even. Mid lane, I would favour Orianna over Ryze, and top lane, I honestly have no idea. But it'll be really, really interesting to see how this plays out.
I'm really, really looking forward to it. Like I said at the start of the last game, I'm a really, really big fan of Rengar. Again, mainly because I'm a fan of unfair champions, but it's good to see him not getting banned and someone taking the time to actually pick him up and play him in a game. I'm really looking forward to seeing a Janny Goldmain start to crush him with some damage.
Yeah. They're bringing up the Pirate Ryze skin. I was actually on the fence about buying that in the
sale.
Halloween sale. Yeah, I did pick up the Maokai, the Hecarim, and one other one that I can't recall right now. But the Pirate one slipped by me. It'd be nice to see it in game actually. See if I made a mistake.
I would like to point out as well that we have a 3-0 on the skin war, which is an interesting factoid. It is, from what I remember, live on stream, it's roughly 80% of games are won by a team who win the skin war. Obviously, the 10% bonus damage for paying a bit of money into the game, proving some amount of fruition.
Exactly. Riot Games pay to win.
I want to clarify for the fans at home that I know that you do not get a 10% damage bonus if you buy skins and win the skin war, but it's definitely feeling like that way at our events.
Yeah, exactly. And it looks like people going for the standard boots 3-pot build, and the support's picking up fairy charms, 3 wards, 2 pots. Nothing really all that interesting to talk about right now, but it looks like
The pings that were coming down there were actually quite interesting. We had Manchester going straight across the board looking to watch every single entrance, but we had ACOG looking straight away to go for that red buff and apply really, really early pressure.
and if they catch Dross here, that could be first blood. Fairly sure he doesn't even know that they're there, but I don't think they know he's there either. And he's clocked on.
He's going to start getting some damage taken on. Half his health taken away straight away from that Q. The Sonic Strike straight into the resonating. Just doing a lot of work.
Seconds until minions spawn.
Riven coming around here to try and at least show some amount of defense.
It looks like they really want to take this red buff, but I'm not sure how successful they'll be if they do try. It's a really risky thing.
I think the plan there was if they could try and apply some quick early pressure, Rengar could maybe jump out from this bush if they caught them in the wrong place.
Yeah, but it looks like they didn't really achieve all that much in the end. They got a ward down, but Just is just going to do the standard Wolves blue start and hopefully hit his jungle at reasonable speed. Lee Sin doing much the same. And there's a pause already. As everyone knows, Aberystwyth, a Welsh team, not known for their high quality internet connections, I have to say.
They are finding a lot of problem with it. The university apparently doesn't provide the best, but
as a man from Wales, I can definitely appreciate the poor Welsh internet situation. It's not the best place in the world to sort of have solid internet connectivity. There we go, back into the game now.
We've got Golems down bottom getting taken here by the Caitlyn to try and press a wee LA advantage. That is one of the benefits of starting on the lower side of the map, is that you get to do that.
And quick level 2 will allow them to sort of push their, well, what I said was going for the early game advantage, they'll be able to push that just a little bit harder. Already going down for some poke. Poor core power meeting just a student in the river, but looking like this will go with... Oh, might land the fear.
So is this going to be enough? The fear caused them to walk around the wrong way, the flash coming through. Caitlyn coming around just enough time there to start applying some counter pressure.
And there we go, that's the power of fear. If it makes you go in the right direction, it is probably one of the best CCs in the game. Yeah. Unfortunately, like, conversely, you can have them go exactly the way you don't want them to go, and it can be one of the worst CCs in the game. So.
Well, even then, like, it just, instead of turning into something which is just strictly better than a stun, what it does do is, we've got some pressure up top. The Riven has used all her moves. They're going to start applying some pressure on her up the top. The Ignite coming down, she has put a shield up. It's not going to be enough to take her down, but she has went exceptionally low there. The Lee Sin coming around, putting on enough early pressure. He's just wandered around there. Are they going to try and go for this again? She does have her cooldowns up this time, which she was missing last time. They caught her just after she tried to poke. We've got just a student trying to swing up, or is she going to go straight? There has been a ping round. He's going to start heading up through the river. The Rengar very, very far forward. Are they maybe looking to get a wee counter engage? Oh, he has been revealed though. The red buff coming through. He's spell shielded it. There's going to be a lot of damage. There's been an exhaust came down. Riven's going to come down through. Rengar's jumped on him. He's put on a lot of pressure. He's slowed down. They knocked him with the bolas. Q coming through. He's going to dive. He's chased him under the tower. Is it going to be enough? The Rengar's nowhere near him. He won't be able to safeguard out. The two tower shots going to be enough now. Will the River be able to turn around and kill out the Rengar? The stun just missed him because of the flash. High pressure play. Great first blood there coming out of the Lee Sin. Killing off the Nocturne.
Really, really brave dive there, but for first blood, I think it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, you want to, like we kept saying, they want to put the pressure on dead early. Janna and Caitlyn trading blows down bottom. That's only ever going to go one way.
Mid lane, looking like Tyrant's going to kill Mr. TD with a really well placed combo.
I was way out of spot there. That was absolutely monster damage there if that's how that was going down. It's such a high pressure exchange there, and he's going to have to watch there because the Nocturne isn't a million miles away. He knows that he recently died, but he can't put himself in too dangerous a situation. Duskbringer could catch him to bring him really, really low. He's just going
to recall out of that. That was a really, really good play by Rise there. Just cleverly utilising his abilities and Ignite to just completely crush Oriana's health. You don't see a lot of Rise around these days, but I think people are starting to pick him up again, and it's definitely not wise to underestimate his burst damage. Just the Student really crushing rods in mid lane.
Here we go, we've got the Lee Sin in mid, putting a lot of pressure against Just the Student. The two of them are exchanging a lot of blows there. It's gone in the favour of Nocturne, especially with that potion ticking over. We've got the Oriana, if she catches Lee Sin here, it could be all over for him, but he's just going to be able to get away. He has caught him with the Sonic Wave. He won't follow up with health that low on the Resonate Strike. Oh.
Riven choosing to pick up a Cloth Armor on her first buy, as well as a Doran's Blade, obviously to mitigate some of the damage that Rengar can do to her in lane.
Yeah, I definitely see her probably going to try and turn that into some Ninja Tabi against a team like this.
It's definitely a wise decision as well, getting a little bit more mileage out of her shield.
Yeah, the Lee Sin, Rengar and Caitlyn all going to provide quite a lot of high AD damage. We've got Just the Student up here with the Rengar. He doesn't have it warded. He does start to go forward, then he's going to put himself in quite a dangerous situation, which he isn't fully aware of.
No, he does know Just is there. There is a ward in the brush.
Oh, sorry, it was just with Just standing over it. I missed it. Sorry, my apologies. Does he even just try and quickly attack him? He's baiting it out there by constantly restarting his recall, but Pedrillion not having any of it. He has used this instant stop, waiting for it to finally tick around. Is he going to turn around and start trying to do some damage here on this Riven? He makes the dive, makes a quick swipe at her. The exchange does go in the favour of Rengar.
Especially because of his sustain. I mean, even if he loses an exchange flat out, get 5 ferocity, hit E, and he'll just win the trade over time anyway. Oh, there you go, see.
And
big heals.
If he does what he just done there as well, if he manages to get close enough and gets 2 battle cries off of it in a row, the amount of armor and magic resist stacking it gets off you is just absolutely insane.
Just trying to slowly whittle Joshua down, but he's having none of it, farming quite admirably under the tower there.
We have a wee exchange there in mid lane. The Oriana getting forced right back. Mr. TD not quite been able to fight Tyrant's Rise. The ult coming there from the Rise just to help clear the minion wave. The amount of damage that comes through when you activate that ult and then get the AoE damage on your spell flux really, really puts you in a good position. They have came around.
Looks like ACOG are taking the blue from Manchester here as well, giving it off to Rise.
Yeah, Rise managing to steal the opponent's blue buff can actually set them so far ahead.
Looks like Manchester having much the same idea.
The bottom tower going down straight away. God, I've been skipping through it and not even managing to catch all of this pressure. It's just going to
have to take them a tower. They're going to take that for a free dragon. They're losing blue, but dragon for free is definitely worth it.
Yeah, 7 minutes through. They have got it on. They've got the vision on it. Blue team slaying the dragon there.
Rod's taking the double up and dying from the dragon dot there. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Looks like he might be able to get another kill here.
Backing in a completely wrong place. Kilkev showing some pretty good AD knowledge there, knowing fine well where they were going to be and catching them on what was a needless double kill there. They're going to swing down this pressure now after stealing the blue buff. Are they just going to turn around? They're going to kill him under this tower there. Is it going to be enough? The Just the Student just coming through. No fear under that tower. Ticking away to next to no health. The shield from the Oriana saving him through though.
Just knowing the limits of his champion and knowing that Mr. TD will be there to support him.
Yeah, that's just good teamwork there from the entire squad. It did feel a bit needless though for the Caitlyn to die. That was a shame, I feel.
Yeah, definitely.
Up top, this Riven is just getting further and further pressured. The Rengar just proving why he's so effective.
But despite all the pressure, he's still only 3 creeps behind, and that should be sort of made up for these 3 creeps, you know. I mean, despite all of his attempts and all of his early game pressure, Riven is still farming incredibly well.
Yeah, definitely. He's looking to get a wee jump here.
And I mean, again,
Here comes the dive. We've got the Lee Sin coming round. The Riven's not going to be able to get away. She's been crippled, kicked in the wrong direction for her. The Ignite's ticking down. She has shielded, but they're going to keep chasing. The Sonic straight misses. She's on next to no life. Rengar using that ult straight away to get the dive, making sure she does not get away.
and one thing to notice, in spite of all the pressure that ACOG are putting on bot lane, they're still only they're actually 3 CS behind. And that's not good. Like, taking the tower early, that's good. It should be ahead in CS as well, though.
I'm not sure. I think if it's the kind of thing that if you want to focus in one direction, then you just have to focus on it. It's dependent on how you elect to go through it all, I think.
I mean, whether or not you take the tower early is immaterial. If you fall behind on CS, then you're losing the lane. He's now 11 behind. I mean, taking 11 behind and 2 kills behind, it's not good for them.
Well, they were still ahead on gold when they were in that position, though. And now, with them taking a second till, they're going to be even further ahead.
They're actually behind on gold. MF has 3,200 and Caitlyn has only 2,900. So despite all of the pressure, the bot lane, they're actually losing in gold. The only thing that they've gained is a small amount of map presence, and it's bot lane tower is not as important as, say, mid tower, for example.
Well, when top tower went down there, it's pushed the lead on gold overall. I think they're playing it more for the team than they are for themselves, because if they take it, it gives, say, like them taking the tower down bottom gives Rise money. It's gave the Rengar money, which is converting into items, which has allowed him to take his tower now, forcing a Riven a bit further behind. We've got the Nocturne out there coming through, and the pressure on mid there. They're really trying to force this through. They're trying to at least get one tower back so that it feels like they can sort of stabilise the gold difference. The gold difference currently sitting at just short of 2,000 gold at the 11-minute mark. Core Power and James getting a bit of pressure there down bottom. Very clever play there, shielding the trap from Drusty.
He did miss it though, unfortunately, and Cool Kelv managed to walk over it and get himself trapped.
Nice idea, at least, I guess.
Yeah, poor execution, sadly.
Rengar just staying up top, putting a lot of pressure on the Riven, having to leave to go try and do something about the CS difference that's starting to build between the two of them. She's taking those golems. It's not a massive difference, but if it goes unchecked, then it will be something to watch.
It does add up. Big Golem being worth quite a lot of gold in comparison to sort of any standard creep.
Yeah.
So Rengar's ulted, ready to catch Mr. TD here.
He really wants to come into it, but he's been seen because he's standing under the tower. He's deliberately tanking that tower so that the Rise can come in and do some extra damage. He's going to get the double kill there. It's going to put a lot of gold ahead on him now. That is big plays there. They've managed to take down the jungler and the mid, and they're going to force down all 3 of the turrets before Manchester can even reply and take one. That's going to be quite big. Is the Riven going to be enough here to try and stall a bit of pressure, do you think? Maybe with the misfortune coming down, it's going to be quite a lot. They're just going to absolutely turn it. Are they going to kill the Riven for coming in and interfering? The Ignite's ticking down, the shield's just going to be enough to save on top of the heal coming through there from Janna. But they're still going to apply even more pressure.
I think Riven would have gotten the kill there on poor old Rise, but he missed his Broken Wings combo. I mean, not his Broken Wings, his... what's his ult called again?
Rise?
Blade of the Exile. Yeah, he threw it in the completely wrong direction. He threw it away from Rise. I don't know if that was a horrible misclick or what, but it definitely would have finished him off. He was definitely low enough to execute him. The
Blade's execute command it's so brittle. It's such a brilliant ult. It's one of my favourite skill sets in the game. A lot of people I think it's the same as my affinity for Rengar. There's the definite slight unfair feeling of having 4 flashes on top of having flash.
Yeah, I mean, Riven's definitely a problematic champion in lane. Fortunately, she falls off somewhat into the late game.
The Rengar there managed to help Lee Sin.
Nunu getting killed by...
Yeah, is that the Nunu getting caught out there?
Yeah, he got caught in the Orianna ult, unfortunately, and got completely chunked.
Pulled out the wrong direction. The amount of pressure though that's coming through, they've managed to catch the Lee Sin as well. There's this terrible positioning here from Aberystwyth. They're just losing kills for what seems to be no reason. it's going to allow them to turn around and start taking this dragon now. They're going to be uncontested. It's going to mitigate some of the money that they've lost throughout the course of the game from 3 towers. 2 towers, sorry. 2 towers worth of difference, but still with the kill going their way and the dragon now, the gold difference is starting to close up. It's only 1,000 gold.
Yeah, I mean, even though ACOG had the gold advantage, if you actually looked at the numbers, the gold was on the champions where it didn't really need to be. The gold advantage was spread across champions like Nunu and sort of Lee Sin, who don't really need gold to do their roles correctly. Whereas if you looked at the actual numbers, MF was still ahead of Caitlyn despite the towers. I mean, Ryze was behind Orianna, and just allows them to still win fights despite being behind on global gold. Orianna getting caught by Ryze in the mid lane, but managing to survive after using her ult to escape.
Be interesting to see. There seems to be a lot of big time exchanges happening in mid lane. It'll be interesting to see who finally gets to take it down first. Whether it will be 3-0 or they're going to try and fix it out some other way.
I mean, the Ryze is getting really scary now with the Catalyst, the Tear of the Goddess, and a second Mana Crystal. It could really be sort of problematic in the late game where Ryze really shines.
What I quite like as well is there's a subtle interaction there in their team choice in Aberystwyth, in that you want someone like your jungler or your top laner to take a Frozen Heart, it being one of the most powerful items the game has to offer. But with Rengar not using mana and Lee Sin obviously being an energy champion, it allows the Ryze to be the person who builds that, giving him that extra durability whilst also giving him a ton of damage. Just a student up so top, taking that tower there, no one up there to question it.
Looks like they're trying to engage a team fight mid lane. Janna and Orianna, though, proving incredible at disengaging the fight and sort of dissipating into nothingness, really.
James getting completely chunked there by an attack into dissonance. Meanwhile,
it looks like Druss is still pushing top lane.
Yeah. They see the Rengar finally coming around, makes Druss instantly back out and try and get the disengage.
Orianna! It's a huge exchange mid lane.
Orianna catching that ult there. We've got the Lee Sin, he was wanting it, but he's caught himself in a really bad position. That was really terrible idea. He got himself completely tunnel visioned there by the low health Ribbon, who can just escape should he dive in. I don't agree with that play, but that was his choice. He went in, he thought he could catch him.
And it looks like the pressure's definitely switched towards sort of Manchester's favour now. The gold being more or less equal at this point. Another pause going down though.
They're trying to fix another lag spike from Aberystwyth, it's a shame.
And if you look at the items at the Misfortune is definitely ahead of Caitlyn right now.
Definitely, there's 20 CS there.
3 kills. It's a whole BF sword on her. It's really scary for ACOG to deal with right now.
Yeah, Misfortune taking up 5,600 gold there in direct comparison to the 1,100 shot Caitlyn on 4,500. The Nunu, obviously, because of the way the collective gold's been working across, he's sitting there on quite a lot of more gold on himself, 3,200 against 2,900, which is a big gap between two supports.
I mean,
it's almost
if you look at Druss's items as well, he's decided to go for a brutalizer over sort of any kind of real jungle sustain, mostly relying on his passive to keep him alive.
Yeah, the Umbra Blade's definitely going to be giving him something. There is only 200 gold as well between the two junglers, regardless of the fact that Lee Sin is 1-4-2 against Druss's 2-2. Junglers not playing as key a role in this game as they have in other games that we've seen at this event. The difference though in the two top champions though, we're looking at nearly 1,000 gold disparity between the Riven and the Rengar. Be interesting to see how it all pans out. The gold's really balanced just now, regardless of the 2 kill difference.
And I think that
they don't
difference
really
is
want
going
to do an edge here.
Mhm.
Just
Like
walking
I
away
say, I
from
think that
it.
difference is definitely going to go in favour of Manchester soon when they start taking towers of their own.
It's really, really crucial that they can put up some kind of defence. The Rise is completely out of position. He's been caught on by two of them. Just the student has came in to try and help deal with it, as well as the solo top Ribbon. He gets executed straight away there. Ribbon picking up the kill. It's going to see a lot of the rest of the team dropping down low. We've got James finally killing off the Orianna. There's an ult coming through there from James. Trying to put some damage there on the Nocturne, but it was getting caught up by the Ribbon. Nocturne's just going to keep chasing them through though. He can't afford to turn around. Rengar's going to put some amount of slow on Nocturne to try and help deal with the situation. The tower does go down as well. Good exchange there, 2 for 1, and it's going to force the other 2 more of Aberystwyth back.
And I think Rise definitely massively overestimating his bulk right there, trying to sneak around, but unfortunately getting completely crushed. So the biggest problem about trying to sneak around on a team is you have 4 in the front line, 5 in the front line, 1 person goes behind, the entire team just turns around, it's 5v1. Like, he got completely destroyed. And I think instead of going around that way, he should have stuck with his team and waited for a proper engage.
Yeah, I mean, I think he maybe wasn't expecting them to just turn around as much as they were, or maybe he thought his team were a bit further ahead.
Either way, it was really, really solid play by Manchester. Reacting
The
so
continual
quickly.
the continual ARAM game that seems to be going on mid. The other lane's just getting farmed through. There's quite a weak bot starting to build up that they might need to start dealing with soon. But it just seems to be impossible to actually turn around and push what's going on here. This Lee Sin has been caught out yet again. The jungler absolutely getting mauled about. That's him going to 153. Rengar trying to slow down the team whilst just harvesting so much bulk. The Sunflower kept giving them absolutely monster resistance against the Ribbon on top of any damage that was trying to get put through there. The Nocturne did go down there though. That was a big kill there.
Unfortunately, getting caught up by Rise in the ensuing chaos. Rise's damage proving to be as bursty as ever.
You can only spell shield one of the buttons, and when you've got a 2-second cooldown on basically everything you do, it's just not going to be enough.
Exactly.
Again, this continual pressure on mid. They're definitely desperate to do this in a very methodical manner, take the first set of turrets and then try and take the next set. Orianna getting chunked completely down there, her shield being enough to keep her. The bullet time going to come through there, it's going to be not enough to flash out of it. This Lee Sin proving he's still going to be willing to go in, so brave. On nothing but a wriggles, a heart of gold and a crystal.
Oh, Lee Sin just being incredibly naturally bulky with a free shield, free armor, free lifesteal. It's really difficult to kill him even if he doesn't have a free spell vamp, free attack speed reduction. Like, he's one of the most naturally tanky champions in the game, I think.
They've managed to try and catch that Ribbon. Kajalian going straight in there. Absolute zero, trying to do a little bit of poke extra damage. It's going to not do what he wants it to do. Just the student coming in with a dive there on top of the Orianna. It's going to put a lot of pressure in. It's going to cause an absolute massive swing. 3 of them going straight down there with a lot of different damage coming through from a lot of different sources. There's Rengar trying to do as much as he can to try and fight against some of this, but getting forced straight away there from the Jan ult.
That was
Double
a really,
killing off.
a really well executed fight by Manchester there, just showing that their mechanical skill is very, very high. Avoiding a lot of damage that could have swung the fight in ACOG's favour.
Yeah,
definitely.
All of the pressure that they've been setting trying to build up on that tower's just went to nothing now because they've lost tails. Just getting caught out the wrong way. Dragon going back in favour of Manchester.
The biggest key in that fight was they all grouped up and Druss just held his ult until the exact right moment, went in, Orianna ult on top of him, just completely crushed like 4 of their members. The Janna
But-
definitely clutch flash and then a clutch ult, saving her life and I think cool kills, allowing him to just completely
definitely.
crush the rest of the team.
We're trying
Just
to
really,
again,
really solid play.
Aberystwyth so determined for this mid tower, even though it's allowing people like Drust to sit and go up top, clear a little minion wave, force some pressure down. We've got Caitlyn trying to do something about this bot wave that's been built up, try and get her some farm, get her some gold that she was needing that she missed at the start of the game.
Looks like Rengar getting caught here. Quite badly, actually.
He is pretty bulky, so he might be able to start getting away from it. Sorry about the dead space there.
Fortunately, Lee Sin having his kick up to free him.
Yeah,
He
it's
had
going to
his
be enough.
get out of
Although he's
jail
went
free.
into a completely ridiculous situation. That was very, very aggressive. Now we've got quite a lot of people driving in. This Ryze is going to get. He might be bulky, but he's not going to be able to survive all of that damage. The ult there, Lady the XL proving the last of the damage that they need to actually do there. Bullet time coming through to try and finish off Rengar. It's not going to be enough, but it is going to be allow them to put this pressure on the mid turret. They're going to just sit and fire away at it. The Nunu's trying to do something, but it's never going to be enough. Caitlyn trying to ult, but she's going to get caught under tower. The Nocturnes came through. Is it going to be enough? Trust shouldn't kill enough Caitlyn. Are they going to just keep pressing through for this tower now? Absolutely big play there. Dross proving he knows his champion so well. High amount of pressure. Just diving straight in on the Caitlyn, not allowing anything to come through. The inhibitor going down. Orianna keeping up the pressure, forcing back Nunu, forcing back this Rengar who's just came back to the fight. Very well executed there.
Orianna showing exactly why she's picked. I mean, just going in, but Orianna with the incredible utility with the shields, the slows, the damage. Such a powerful champion, allowing Just to sort of sit there under the tower for so long.
It's really interesting. I really like the idea that there's a champion out there whose ultimate is a skill shot, and the skill shot is where your tank is, where your high damage assassin is.
There is no other way.
Over
It's like
quite a wide
Rod's
area
desperately
as well.
trying to engage here, but
They've caught the
Rover only
Janna.
getting caught by,
She's go down
right.
very quickly. They're not finishing her off though. They've managed to turn around. Just the student putting the fear on Nunu is going to manage to get him away. They've managed to catch the Ribbon out. The high amount of damage is coming through there. Lee Sin turn around straight and catch them. Are they going to kill this Nocturne as well? The rest of the Sonic Strike just missing out. Energy Flux coming through, putting a bit of damage on Dross. But they've been turned around. Mr. TD going straight down to the Rengar. So much bulk, he's surviving everything. Orianna getting the double kill though. Is it going to be enough to kill Dross? Rengar, double kill, going to start doing absolute monster damage. Ace coming through. Ace, all 5 of them dead. This is how you turn around a game, kill all of the other guys, start pressing on a tower down. They finally got that middle tower they fought so hard all game for.
I think the biggest problem there was definitely Manchester getting a bit greedy, trying to take that blue buff, just allow them all to get caught out. And in sort of the madness of trying to save each other, they ended up just all slowly going down.
Now it's going to allow them not only to take one of these towers, but only 3 of them are up now. We've still got 2 of the high damage priorities that you would want alive to try and deal with this gone. Rengar using that absolute monster sustain. He's going through and doing so much work. He has been taking the battle roar first as well, just for the amount of sustain that it's been giving him, and to be honest, I can totally see why.
Especially along
Again,
with the Spirit Visage, healing him even more.
He's definitely went in knowing what he wants to do. The game plan's all there, especially when he's been healing 15% of his maximum health. Turns into, with the Spirit Visage, something close to 20, 23.
Pretty close to that, yeah. Looks like Manchester going for a Baron attempt here.
They don't have vision. Aberystwyth don't have vision on it. If they're going to try and fight it, they want to do it just now. They will have the extra 6th man in the fight in the form of Baron Nashor doing some extra damage on whoever's closest. They've got all of them there. They're starting to do a bit of fight. Baron's still hitting away, trying to catch as many people as he can. It's picking massive damage away on Manchester. No, they're going to have to just leave it, disengage. Mr. TD trying to get back. Oriana just needing somewhere safe. No, she's going to hang around. They're all hanging around this sort of blue buff area. Both of them have... They've got vision in the area. They know if people are trying to leave unless Aberystwyth just decide to back in that bush. Caitlyn going pretty far forward for someone who doesn't have vision on the area just to drop that trap. Just using the spell shield, giving him a wee bit extra time for that bonus attack speed, blocking it up, eating the shield. Good way to clear the trap. Got Ribbon in the enemy jungle really deep. She's quite out of position if she was to turn around and get caught, taking the red buff. Brave play. This is them now looking to try and apply a bit of pressure. Quite a lot of pressure coming through there. It was maybe a bit bold of Manchester to try and go through, try and get that Baron. They have, however, managed to go down with no ward vision coming through from Aberystwyth almost at all.
It's possible that Pedrillion could get caught here by Just the Student, and he doesn't really have his get out of jail free card as he has a Oracles at this point. Choosing to disengage instead, though. Probably the smart decision with the rest of their team on the way.
Yeah, definitely. Manchester managing to pick up a tower and dragon, continuing the pressure down bottom. There's no one coming down to actually answer this. With Janna and Ribbon, they're going to start doing some big damage.
Looks like Mr. TD getting caught by Lee Sin here. Kicked away, half health.
There's quite a lot of pressure coming through. The rise damage is absolutely monster. Mr. TD cannot sit and survive this. Will he manage to get caught out here by a Sonic Strike? If he gets caught out by the Sonic Strike, I can only imagine that's going to kill him. No, oh my god, the amount of damage that came off that distance. You want to try and pressure me? He's just going to kill you for it.
Cool Kelv going down to Tyrant's Rise there.
A lot of extra damage there. That's looking at 2 losses there on Aberystwyth's side for 1, but we're still seeing Manchester.
Looks like they're going to backdoor the inhibitor again though.
They're going to sit and force this down. They've got minions coming through. All they've had to do is walk down mid. The inhibitor going down again. Can they just keep up the pressure? We're going to start swinging it around on one of the towers. This is how you... For all that Aberystwyth seem to look like they were maybe going to start coming back into this game, that's proven that you don't need to kill planers, you don't need to make sure you don't have any enemies on the map. What you do need to do is make sure that inhibitors drop down and let Superman start going for work.
Absolutely. And Just the Student taking their blue again. Possibly might even go... In fact, they might go down to minions, the top lane tower.
It's looking pretty low. The tower's defending itself well.
Oh, 12 health. Joshua getting caught by Pedrillion in the bot lane though.
He's going to chase him down. You can't run through the jungle away from Rengar. He's just going to jump on you. He's managed to get the slow, the bonus armor. Joshua does have dives as well. Will he be able to get the slow coming down just being enough every single time? The cooldown reduction though Joshua's got built on him is nothing. So I don't know how he's managed to get those moves up so fast.
The biggest problem with Pedrillion here is that he's built very little in the way of damage. He has his Phage, but he's not even close to getting either a Triforce or a Frozen Mallet yet.
The Janus get caught out bad and there's 3 of them was going to dive on her. She got clever enough to flash out of the way that Resonating Striker out. The Ripple was going to come through. Going to get crippled. That would have been her. They're starting to ward up now all around Baron. They're trying to keep themselves safe. We've got Nunu trying to clear out some wards inside Baron Pit itself. Nocturne just trying to come around here, but is he going to get slowed down here? Will the snowball be enough?
And this is really good play here.
Taking absolute monster damage here off of the Caitlyn there, the ult coming through there to do a bit of bonus poke. Justice should try to catch it there with the Nocturne spell shield, but it wasn't going to be enough.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Something to note here as well is that I don't think they're even going to try and take Dragon. I just think they're trying to keep them busy here while the other lanes push out because of the inhibitor advantage.
They're going to have to come back eventually. They can't afford to be out their base too long with these super minions literally now sitting on the front door. Top tower, the top lane's pushing itself quite happily. It doesn't look like they're actually going to do... Is the Lee Sin finally going to come down and start doing something about this? This is the thing, like, they've sat there for now what must be nearly a minute. Oh my god, the amount of damage 5 people falling straight onto that Caitlyn. It's going to kill her. This is going to allow the Manchester team to finally pick up this Baron that they've been sitting baiting for the last minute and a half. Bot tower going to maybe go down here to all of the pressure that's coming down from this full creep wave, and that's something that they really can't afford. Nocturne coming through, diving straight away. He's going to catch this now. The Dustbringer speed bonus is going to be enough. The attack speed bonus there coming off the Youngest Ghostblade, going to absolutely melt the Nunu. Mr. TD picking up the kill. So much damage coming through there from the Nocturne. Rise going to clear some waves out. He's going to have to turn around though and try and do something. Rengar getting caught here. Is he going to get feared? Trying to do everything in his power to try and stay alive. Eventually 5 people caught him down though, and it's going to turn around. This could just be a game for Manchester if they turn around and start beating up the towers. No, they want the second inhibitor first before they start doing it.
I'd be surprised if this isn't game right here, to be honest.
Surrender vote failed for the blue team. They are just going to try and survive through it. They've got the minions now. They can't just afford to sit and take these towers. Rise coming through, putting absolute massive damage there on. Oh,
I think Manchester got a little bit cocky there, trying to kill them in their own base instead of just electing to go for the towers.
yeah, definitely. The second inhibitor is going to prove important, but I think they could have just turned around, maybe just won the game. But there was a lot of damage there coming out of the Rise, and my disgust there and the Lee Sin damage was still significant. Still so brutal. Oh, he nearly
If you look at
as well.
Riven's items, Bloodthirster and a BF sword.
Damage. My friend,
That is
damage.
that is a scary Riven.
It also means a shield gives us so much extra resistance. Build
Every
damage,
auto attack healing him for over 100 almost.
build damage, build defense.
Mm.
Interesting for her not to maybe go for an item that I actually really like on Riven, the Maw of Malmortius. It gives you the magic resist, and also if you start getting quite low, your shield gets higher.
It's a good choice.
Blue team's inhibitor is respawning.
We're going to get
soon.
one
Picking up a
inhibitor
phage.
picked back up. Caitlyn trying to do her best to clear this bot wave. She's pushed it back a little bit. She's going to have to back. Just waiting to see what item she's finished up. She hasn't even managed to finish the Phantom Dancer though. 2 Doran's blades sitting there. She's managed to get her Infinity Edge. This is again maybe this gold deficit that we were seeing at the beginning of the game just escalating out of hand now. 6,000 gold in a difference. One of the closer games that we've maybe seen during the course of today, but
Red team has slain
the amount of
dragon.
pressure now that's coming through from 2 dead inhibitors, you just have to work so hard to deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, after you lose your inhibitor, it's even losing one inhibitor, it's very unlikely that you're going to win the game. Obviously, you can come back, but your chances of winning at that point are fairly low in the grand scheme of things. Just the amount of pressure that an inhibitor gives is just so good.
Yeah, definitely. And now they're so bulky now at that front line. You can see the Caitlyn just trying to do a little bit of poke. She's been caught out here by the Riven. The Nocturne's going to come in and dive straight on. They're going to get caged here by the Rise. They're going to turn around and try and deal with the Rise now. Is it going to be enough? They've tried to save him with the Oriana ball. Not going to be enough. Nunu's going to go down. Rengar's already dead. You've got bullet time coming through, but thankfully there's enough bulk sitting there on the Rise for him to sit and try and do something through it. Are they going to try and apply even further pressure here? They need to worry about this tower. It's just going to get attacked if they don't do something. There's the Lee Sins came through. Is he going to put a lot of pressure down here? Mr. TD surviving through the extra bit there. We've got Misfortune just fighting Caitlyn on her base, doing enough damage. The second tower going down. They're going to try and kill this Lee Sin. Ace coming through, and that is going to be the game. The shield coming through. Everything all working together nicely. All the shields that were coming through protecting them as they were trying to fight through them on their own front door. And that is game, set and match.
Just
Manchester
such a
take the round.
huge amount of utility coming out from Manchester there, pushing into the late game and just crushing with what they had.